So the other day I was watching a video about this guy from UK who was a trader. Okay, he was a trader for Citibank, a big bank actually it's in US also, but mainly in UK too. And he was explaining his journey, his different things. Very fascinating. Like, the guy is very fascinating. His story is interesting. He's talking about the reality of trading floors, how it works, and the pressure, how much they are making. They were making a lot of money, like very much. But at the end, he left and they were trying to sue him. Like, it's a very interesting story. You can look him up. You just write City Trader, you will find him. Okay, it's on YouTube. But I was interested because he was explaining things that are very out of the if you're in that sphere, some things that just ordinary people don't necessarily know. Everyday people, they don't know about those things. But it's interesting, his perspective about the economy, because basically he was making his money by betting on the economy, countries to get distracted, economically speaking. So he was explaining things, but then I started watching some of these videos and I realized, so he's putting a lot of not pressure but focus on the fact that it's very hard to be wealthy and to get to a level where you go from lower class to middle class and then to some wealth or higher class. So a lot of his videos are about that the rich are getting richer and people who are poor or like middle class is getting destroyed. Now, I do agree that the middle class, especially in Western countries, are slowly but surely getting destroyed. That part I do agree. But the part that he's mentioning that, it's difficult or like not possible to be rich, for that part I don't agree, because every day you can see people who are making it, right? Even if you check the statistics, just in general of how many millionaires are in different countries, how many people are declaring very high income, those statistics are getting higher for sure. And for sure, some people will say, it's because they have already a rich background, parents, transfer of business and all that. In some cases, that is true. But there are other statistics, especially in US, that you can look up and you can see a lot of the millionaires, they are self-made, right? So they made themselves to be millionaire. They started a business, or even they can be an entrepreneur. They are in the business and they grow in the business and do other things on the side and they make some money. So all of those things are possible. Now, the question is, do you believe in it or you don't? Do you believe it's possible or you don't believe it's possible? Are you ready to take the risk to make it possible, or are you going to listen to like those types of guys that I just mentioned, who says that the rich are getting richer, the poor are getting poorer, it's not possible. Let's say the mortgages, it's not good. Well, it's the only way that the middle class or poor class can get some money. They're borrowing, blah, blah, blah. It's can be an interesting topic to say, to have more people watch you. I don't say that he's doing that because of that. It can be also the way that you can perceive things, because you have seen some of the things that ordinary people don't see. And I do understand, like, if you are betting millions of dollars each day saying this country's currency will go down because economically they are going down, because their policies of politicians are bad, I understand that you can see life a little bit more dark or, negative. But it doesn't change the fact that it's always possible to be positive about the future. Not just positive, but also learn the knowledge that exists, learn the ways that it's possible to make money. Now, it doesn't mean that from one night to another night you are going to be the richest person in the world, or even just rich, or even have, I don't know, a few $100,000. Doesn't mean that. But it all starts with belief, then it starts with the knowledge, the information. Then you do your first step, and then the second step and third step. But the whole point of this, it's first to believe, second is to have the plan to achieve what you want to achieve, right? Sometimes it's not clear, the plan is not clear, but as long as you want and you seek to find the path, The path will be fought, but I mean, it's not going to be a perfect path. It's going to be a path with a lot of troubles, a lot of problems, but again, it's part of life. If you just stay there and you just accept the fact that somebody's telling, hey, it's impossible, and you tell yourself, you're telling yourself, it's impossible, I cannot, or I need to wait, or I need more money for this, you just stopping yourself. Okay, it's true, there is a game that is being played on the top levels to make more money, for sure. There is a lot of games that are getting played, but one thing is for sure, you can learn some of those things and you can apply it for your life, and step by step, by doing the right choices, by learning from the right people, you can get to another level. But that's the thing, a lot of people will just accept to listen to people who are selling them the way of thinking that it's not necessarily bringing to results and negativity, to apply their excuses for themselves, telling this is because of that. Like 30 years ago, again, people were saying problems are out there. The government, the wars, the economy, technology, like, oh, these people don't, like, everything is out there. But once you decide to take responsibility, to put your pride to the side, to be open-minded, and try to believe and to understand that right now where you are doesn't mean that where you will be forever, and you can see in the future where you can be, that's when start changes. Like, you start to change, and that's where something can happen. But it can take a few years. It can take 20 years, 10 years, 5 years, 30 years. That's not the point. The point is where you want to be, right? Who you want to be also. And this is very interesting part that always Patrick Bet-David mentions, who you want to be. Once you decide who you want to be, then you align with actions that that type of person would do. Like the IBM founder, if I'm not mistaken, he said, once I realized what type of company we want to be, and if we don't act like that company already, we will never be that company. That is great. And that's how they did it, right? So all purpose of this video is just mentioning, be careful who you listen to. Whoever has experience, like notoriety, credibility and all that, but if they are telling you things that make you like scared, angry, be careful. I'm not saying that they are not right, but they are not right totally, because they think that that's the reality and they stop themselves there. But the reality is that's not the real reality. They are not the ones who are dictating your life, your circumstance, your choices. For sure there are people who are more privileged in some ways, which is normal. Because if one generation worked hard for something, they built something, they kept it, they will pass down to another generation. They continue if they do the right choices. If they don't, they come back to point A. It's normal. Same thing for you. If you are very wealthy, you don't want your children to start from zero. You want them to start there, where of course you think it's possible and it's good, and then to continue for the next generations. It's a hard work that can take generations and generations before the whole family is covered. It's good. It's not, it's just for me. And actually, if it's just for you, most of the time, it wouldn't work. So anyways, thank you for watching. If you like this type of content, subscribe, like, and share.